So today we're doing a video on the oil change on the 2009 KTM 450XC. So this is a new machine to us. We've never changed oil on this, never done any maintenance on it, so we're really looking forward to it. The products we went with are the Motorex 10W50. Got this at Cycle Gear. Got plugged at a $24.99 per liter, and they go in liters, not quarts. So I guess that's a KTM thing maybe, but this was recommended. The oil filters are a KN155. That is a long filter, and I believe it is this front one. Then the KN157, which would be the rear. Go ahead and throw those, I guess. So that should be all you need for this. This is about a $75 oil change. So you do have to eat $75 to do this, but if you know anything about these, kind of expensive machine in general, you're definitely going to want to take care of it. So just do that, especially if you ride it often. Keep up with that, and go ahead and prepare for that expense whenever you own one of these. But other than that, let's get started. So first thing we've noticed as we've looked at this thing, looks like the OEM skid plate is going to have to come off before we do anything with the oil. So I guess we'll stand this thing up and get that removed. Wow. So after you break your back and you inhale all those gas fumes that poured out of this four-wheeler, you're going to need a 10 mil, and you're just going to pop off these bolts. Comes off pretty easy, but it is kind of inconvenient that you do have to take this off. Most of the aftermarket skids that I've seen, like for any four-wheeler for that matter, they normally have slots and holes so you can get to your oil drain bolts. So after you pop off the skid plate, this is what you're going to see. This is actually a very weird design. Never have seen a four-wheeler like this. Very thin, narrow cases. So that's kind of cool. But we're going to clean this up real quick while this is off, and it's also going to keep us from putting more dirt back in the motor whenever we put the drain plug back in. Everywhere. So after you get this all cleaned up, you're going to go ahead and crack this while it's stood up. After you broke your back and worked hard to get it to an easy leverage point, you might as well. So these are the oil screens. There's one here and there's one on the side. We're going to do that after we drain the oil all the way. This thing was warmed up 10 minutes prior to this, by the way. So also recommend that. Get the oil a little bit thinner, make it all come out easier. So another thing is, all this information is coming straight from the original KTM manual. This thing is very well taken care of, it seems. The owner said that every single bit of maintenance was done at the dealership that it was bought at, and it should be pretty good. We're going to find out once we look at the oil screen. So this bottom oil drain should be a 13 millimeter socket. So after you put it back down and you get your pan under it, you're going to just sit there and finger the bolt out so that you don't get oil all over your sockets. Ooh. And the oil should drain straight out the back.
That is some thick oil.
That is some thick oil. So while you're giving that time to drain, you're going to go ahead and crack these oil filter covers, and you're going to go ahead and take those out.
I can't get it out.
So after you pop off these oil covers, the front one's going to be the KN155. It's going to be the longer one, and the rear is going to be the KN157. And you pull them out. We're going to clean that out pretty good and put the O-rings back in and put the oil filters back in. So we already put the back one in. What you're going to do, the O-rings face the inside of the motor, and they just slide in like so. You can coat that in oil if you want to. We never have and never have had a problem. So not too good of a sign, but this is the drain plug. We forgot to show that earlier. It definitely has some metal
sludgy.
in there.
There's really not a lot of metal in there, but there's definitely some. Oh.
So now we're going to be removing these oil screens out of the four-wheeler. We're going to go ahead and take that one out, and then we're going to take out the one on the bottom. So this is the screen out of the left half of the motor. We're going to just clean this off like the manual suggests. Probably use some type of contact cleaner like brake clean or carb clean and let it dry very well. So during the process of putting the screen back in, we went ahead and thought it was a good idea to take off the shifter just to make it easier to get to. So after you get your drain plug reinstalled as well as the 2 screens, you're gonna come down here and you're gonna take out this bolt, and it takes every bit of that 2 liters right in that side. There's also a sight glass in the back corner, so take a peek at that before you crank it. So the cool feature about this Motor X 1050 has a little funnel squirt tube. We have a small funnel going in just so we don't make any mess, and you need every bit of these 2 liters. So we finished up with the oil change on this thing. Everything went smooth. Found out a few new things, like you have to take the skid plate off. The 2 filters was a little bit weird, but probably get used to it over time. So after that, we're not gonna crank it. It's probably about 1 in the morning at this point. But tomorrow morning, we'll get this thing crunk up. And in the next video that you guys will see on this channel, we'll have a top speed run with a GPS that we've used. We're gonna travel all the way to Mexico. We got our plane tickets. This thing's getting shipped, heavy freight. So look forward to that. Here's you a little bit of FMF porn. We just got that sticker installed on this puppy too. Not sure if you saw the walk around, but that thing took a tumble. Durable little FMF. But this thing's ready for it. It's pumped. I can't wait to see how it compares to other machines. If you guys are interested in maintenance content like this, let us know, definitely. We'd be glad to do it. Or top speed runs. We have quite a variety of machines. Yeah, we've got just about everything at this point. This thing was almost bought just for the channel, but look forward to it. Can't wait to see how it performs. Thank you guys for watching.